episode of the Fan Man Podcast. I'm DJ Go.
Chris Davis.
Sean Hogarty. And
Harley Davis.
Whoop, whoop. Quinny.
Favorite repeat guest.
Yes. So, this one required youth and diversity to be inserted.
No offense, Mark.
And talent.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. So it's been a while. You know, we've been all over the place, work, and it's been brutal. So
dumpster fire.
Yeah, and we'll get into all that next time. Because we got Harley. So this one's gonna be kind of a special one. The first time ever, we're gonna release this one two different ways. This is gonna be episode 120 of the normal show, and also episode 8 of the Disney podcast. So if you're listening to this and you see both of them pop up in your feed because you subscribe, thank you. Number one, tell your friends. Episode 120 and episode 8 is the same episode, and I'll put that in the description too. So
different music in front of it.
Yeah, well, different music. So it's Memorial Day weekend, and this weekend was the grand opening of the new Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind roller coaster at Epcot at Disney. And this is a ride that luckily Chris, Harley, and myself all had the chance to ride before opening and preview the ride.
Stupid elites.
I see.
So thank you to Chris with the computer assist on that one, by the way.
So I'll probably ride it
You're welcome.
in 2028. Yeah.
Yes.
Is that bringing you to your basement?
Yes.
They're gonna have
in VR. Yes.
Yeah, they're gonna have the meta version.
The VR, yes, exactly. He's going to be sitting in his spot on the couch
Yep. Woo,
as the headset takes him on the ride. That's
See
awesome.
Sean on
With
the
a
couch.
puke bucket right next to me. Yeah.
I am Groot.
Oh, I was going to say, is it coming with the barf bags?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those on the table?
It should.
So before you guys talk about your actual experience, tell me about what this is supposed to be, because other than knowing there was a big ride coming, I really haven't heard much about it. So what did you expect, or what did you know before you went to it?
Well, this was, as we well know, Disney people are very unreasonable. This was a very controversial thing, putting a Marvel property in the beloved Epcot. People lost their minds. People don't like licensed stuff at Epcot. They're still complaining about Frozen being put in the Maelstrom building.
Well, that is a weird, strange thing, but I don't have a problem with that.
Because remember, Disney people think they know better than Disney themselves.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
especially
Walt wasn't there in
ones.
82 when Epcot opened, and yet somehow we're slighting Walt's desires here by changing.
Well, to be
park.
fair, Epcot was Walt's dream, right? I mean, just because he wasn't there when it opened, it was absolutely something that was his. So we are
No way.
besmirching
I
it.
saw it. It was an Iron Man. It was Howard Stark.
Or Stark.
It was essentially Stark Expo.
Exactly.
The way they did it, though, it's kind of cool. Like, because obviously Disney, everything has a story. And with this one, what they did was, it's not just like a Guardians of the Galaxy ride just plopped in the middle of Epcot. It's that the Xandarians came down and set up a pavilion at Epcot.
Oh,
So it's the Xandar Cultural Pavilion.
nice.
Very-
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's cute. So first off, like, Harley, what do you think of the courtyard with like the big Nova Corps ship and everything? It's pretty cool, huh?
It was cool. I lost my mind. It was really cool.
Seeing that ship actually created, it was kind of dope.
Yeah.
That's one of those things you didn't think of ever seeing that in real life. So to see that on like a giant stand out in front of the building was kind of cool.
Yeah. And I mean, and eventually I think you're going to get the Guardians themselves out in the courtyard area.
Ooh.
And then I've even heard rumors that they're thinking about whenever they announce it for the movies, you're going to actually have like Nova in that area too for meet and greets. Because he's coming eventually. He has to. They're out of character. So they're low on characters.
So how is that going to, affect the delicate Disney people? Like if you have characters just wandering around outside. They have had character meet and greets in Epcot, and they started slowly.
Yeah.
You have to get a ticket and go into this building, or fast pass and go into this building, and you can see Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, you know, just to give. And it seemed like some of that was just to draw the families back there, because there isn't a ton for the kids.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those dead parks when it comes to the children.
Yeah.
You start to have them wandering around.
Well, now, you have like the princesses in the different countries and stuff now, and they'll have an area, I'm sure, but.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know when you go to Disneyland, Disneyland's Guardians, let's not forget too, Disneyland has a Guardians ride. So now you have a Guardians ride on each coast, which is...
Disneyland has a rebranded Tower of Terror.
It's awesome, though.
So it's a drop
literally
ride,
exact
but it's
same.
Guardians themed?
It is, yeah, they just themed it with Guardians. It's the same exact ride.
Yeah.
They just reskinned.
And did the music and everything. But first, who'd have thought that, if you went back to like the early 80s or late 70s and picked up a Guardians book, that one day there'd be 2 major attractions at the Disney parks on each coast of Guardians of the Galaxy. It's kind of crazy.
God bless James Gunn.
Yes.
Seriously, yeah. Seriously, it's all James Gunn. So one of the things I would say right now, as of right now, there's only 2 ways to ride this ride. Obviously, number one, you have to have an Epcot Park Pass to get in the morning. At 7 a.m., you can apply for what's called the virtual queue if you are staying at a Disney resort. The virtual queue will give you a spot in line. There is no standby line for this right now. So if you do not make it into virtual queue in the 30 seconds that it's available.
So they doing virtual queue much like they did for Rise?
Yes, correct.
They're giving you a boarding group or something like that and you show back up?
Exactly, boarding group. Obviously, but this one, obviously, the throughput on this ride, I think it's like 3 or 4 times Rise as far as how many people it can handle.
Yeah.
So you got boarding groups, or you can go and buy the individual lightning lane passes to skip the line. This weekend it was $17 a person. Starting tomorrow, which will be Tuesday, it's gonna be $14 a person.
So if I were to go down not staying in a resort, can I buy a lightning pass or am I just screwed?
You can't buy a lightning pass until you're in the park, and by then they'll be sold out right now. So you have to be at a resort in order to buy a lightning pass. Not officially, but virtually you have to.
Okay.
And then there's even a new thing now where with the queues, there's another one that opens up at 1 p.m. in case things are going well and they're moving people through fast enough. But then on nights where Epcot is open late for extra magic hours, after 6 o'clock, you can't be in a boarding group and you can't make one for later on in the night after 6 p.m. unless you're at a deluxe resort. So Epcot late nights, 6 p.m. after is locked out exclusively for deluxe resort guests. So you can't go and book a boarding group and stay in the park after you're supposed to be in there. So.
Ooh.
And that's going to be, wait until you have to make it. So wait till they do make it where if you're not in the deluxe resorts, you can't even buy the individual passes, because I think that's coming too. Because they're changing the Genie stuff. They're changing the Genie stuff. Like Genie, you can't buy Genie in advance anymore after next week. You have to buy it morning of and everything. And they're going to start surge pricing it, and they're going to start walking out to different resorts and stuff. So
yeah, I don't like the idea that I can't go to a park and not be able to go to all the rides at that park without knowing all this stuff. Like as a, as a non DVC, like going to Animal Kingdom and not being able to ride Avatar.
Yeah. Oh, you can. You just got to wait in the line. That's all.
You just got to wait like you used to at any other park.
Like normal people.
You
Well, but not like you used to. The hours involved are longer than like at least when I when I went last time.
Yeah,
it was
take
like
more
4
time.
hours to get to.
Yeah, they're usually about 60 to 90.
Yeah.
But the Genie app will tell you like when the low spots are and stuff like that too. So even if you don't pay for it, you can make, usually around like noon to 2, it's slower. Go get in line then. You can do it. You just can be smart about it. But even the people who buy the Genie thing, you hear they're like, I bought Genie, I only did 1 ride. Like that's because you don't know how to use your phone. Because I usually do about 9. So.
Well, we crushed Epcot in 5 hours?
Yeah,
we skipped Frozen. That was the only thing.
But you guys are,
and we could care less.
Right. You guys are not examples of normal people here.
That's
right?
fair. That's fair.
And
try harder.
No, I still think there's room for improvement and optimization here. Right. The key thing is you want the money of all the people, not just the super fans. So how do you figure out how to get it?
See, that's the thing.
They don't.
You assume they do. They're taking the steps where they don't. They know what they need for the money.
Mm-hmm.
And they're optimizing the way they get to that dollars, not by doing volume, but by going after it smarter.
Yeah.
From the people they know they can get the money.
I'm a fan of that.
Yeah.
I'm saying there's a fine line where you want to preserve and grow the market and the cash stream, right? You optimize it, but I still think there's space there where I'm interested to see how they get to it. I understand they don't have to, but you don't want it. You need it to not feel like it's an inaccessible vacation for the every person, right? There's a key thing there politically. They need to.
That's always been the dirty little secret, though.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They gave you the illusion that it was accessible.
Right.
But in reality, unless you know what you're doing, you're willing to spend, the vacation that you're going to have, Sean, is going to be vastly different than somebody that just booked and then showed up day one thinking they're going to be able to walk into a restaurant and get something to eat or do this or that. I mean,
it didn't used to be, right? It's
about a decade.
But it's happened. This has been, I was going to say, this is like 15, 20. I mean, it's been trending this way ever since DVC opened. And DVC opened long before we bought in 06.
Yeah.
So you're like 2 decades in.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's a whole generation of people that should. I mean, it's been this way for a while.
Yeah. Although, like, I'm firmly in camp where I would rather them adopt Universal's skip the line system. Whereas here's $45. I'm doing everything once whenever I want to do it instead of playing with the goddamn phone all day. I'd rather do that.
I'm curious to see that. Yeah. So we have that with the resort we're staying in this weekend.
Where are you staying?
Where the Hard Rock.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Yeah.
So. This is this is actually the vacation I was supposed to be on with you, Sean, like 25 years ago, whenever the hell that was. That we've rolled and rolled and rolled, and this is the JetBlue vacation.
Almost 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, so we're finally using that credit.
April 2020. Yeah.
And it comes with, if you stay at certain resorts, kind of like DJ's explaining at Disney, staying at the deluxe resort, you get to basically just go on everything you want when you want, except for there's 2 exceptions.
It's like
Hagrid's motorbike, whatever.
Yeah, and Velocicoaster.
And Velocicoaster. Yep.
Yeah. I haven't done
those 2. Everything else, you kind of just do what you want when you want. Just walk on.
Yeah. Can you do those ones once?
Yes. You get to do each of those once. And then if you want to do it again, you have to wait.
Yeah. Okay. Which is still not bad.
Yeah.
And that's fair for everyone else. But
yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. We'll see if they adopt that. But for right now, it's easiest just to go in and pay your $14 to skip the line.
So so we roll back to my original question, which is, okay, so this is an Epcot, fake space country, which I love how they fit that in.
Yep.
And this ride is the main attraction of that country pavilion. Is it, like, I've heard you guys talk about music. Is it a roller coaster? Like how does it compare to like the Aerosmith coaster or whatever? Is it that kind of thing or?
Okay, so should we start walking through the experience?
Yeah.
Because I this is my chance. I really have no clue.
So I did a little video of walking through the thing up on YouTube. So you walk in and it's very pavilion-esque. There's like some of the Nova core uniforms and display cases, and like there's like a model of Xandar very much like the model of Epcot that's in the People Mover.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was kind of like cool. They talk about Epcot as in like what Peter Quill remembers of Epcot from like 1987. So he's like, "Oh, dude, Universe of Energy," and all this like all the, like they talk about all the old
where
stuff.
Where is this pavilion? Is it where Energy used to be?
It's where Energy.
Where Universe of Energy was. Yeah.
And they talk about it like it's still there, which is kind of funny.
I liked that ride.
Yep.
Right up until Ellen took over as the voice of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I never rode it.
Yeah, that was before
There's all kinds of stuff Harley never saw at Epcot.
I rode it when it was like brand new.
Yeah. You get Terry Crews' introduction into the MCU.
What? He is a character. Is he Nova Corps? What?
Yeah, he's a Nova Corps.
He's
guy.
essentially assisting Glenn Close's character.
He portrays like a general or something.
So now, step back. The biggest takeaway here, there are video screens everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all new Guardians content that was filmed prior to filming Guardians 3.
Ah, nice. Okay.
So all of this was done in the last year.
That is smart. Who else owns enough of the bucket to pull off the multi-domain, multi-phase production like that?
Yeah, to the point
Christmas
where
special, ride, movie.
movie. Yep.
Yeah.
Right now, actually, the voice of Rocket is the guy who does the cartoon because they haven't had Bradley Cooper come in and do his recording yet. So right now, the Rocket voice isn't Bradley
Yeah.
Cooper. They're going to replace it.
It's going to be updated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't
There's
even
even a-
notice that.
Did you guys notice the spot in the wall where they have it blocked off, but where they can go back in and put the Rocket animatronic in
Ooh.
as you're walking towards the,
I did see
the
that.
vehicles?
I saw that.
Yes. Mhm.
They couldn't get the animatronic done in time because of all, they can't get the parts to make robots right now.
China
so
said no rocket for you.
Yes, yeah, pretty much. So you walk through this whole thing, and the story is that there's this like warp drive basically that's gonna take you from the pavilion and actually teleport you to Xandar,
Oh, nice.
right?
Yep.
That's kind of the shebanger.
MacGuffin, something gets stolen. You need to go get it. You get trapped in,
A wormhole or something.
Yeah, you are all of a sudden turned into the heroes of the story.
Yeah.
The usual.
So
It's
you go
classic
in.
Disney stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty
yeah.
much.
So first, the pavilion's very nice. It's obviously it's brand spanking new, but like the loading bay's really nice and everything like that. Then you
It's
get down
gorgeous.
it is, yeah, and they did a good job with pre-show. You have 2 different pre-show standings to go in through.
Well, let's just talk about when you go into the final room before you go down to loading.
Yeah.
I will say this is probably, and spoilers to anybody who hasn't been down there, and if you don't want to know what's going on,
Turn off the podcast right now.
it is one of the cooler segues into a ride that I've ever experienced, to the point where you're turning around looking at the people around you like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah,
How did they pull that off?
Yeah.
yeah,
It's without you moving. Take what they wanted to do with the Haunted Mansion years
Yeah.
ago
Yeah.
Yep.
with the little stretchy walls. They've pulled off a magic trick.
They accomplished
Yeah.
it.
Honestly,
Yeah.
like it's
Well-
look at the light. Look at the light.
Yeah.
You're somewhere else, and your feet haven't moved.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool as hell.
I love that. Like I have not been to hell, I haven't even been to the Galaxy's Edge stuff or anything, but a Disney level experience done with current immediate term technology in terms of, 8K displays and high HDR and all that. It's got to be amazing.
Yeah. There's some tech in there, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
They spent some. As everyone says, Disney cheaps out lately. There's some money was spent on that pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
Disney's spending all the money on these rides.
Yeah,
Like Rise on its own costs $400 million.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
They're not skimping on any of this stuff at this point. Not for the big properties.
No, and it's worth
The
every
rest
penny.
of it, yeah.
So Harley,
Okay.
from a
Sorry.
kid's perspective, how do you like the pre-show?
I thought it was really cool. The second room really threw me off though, because it was so cool. Like you're looking at the ceiling and then you just go into another room. It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
I need to do it again just to kind of try to peek behind the curtain
Yeah.
and see, like,
See what they're
instinctively,
doing.
I know how they had to have pulled it off,
Yeah.
but to
Yeah.
actually see it in practice. Let's put it this way. I won't be staring at the ceiling or the middle of the room
Right.
the second time around.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, me too.
I'll stand sideways or something to, I'll look at the blinky lights.
Yeah.
To see what happens. Because the effect of it when you turn
Is insane.
after the lights come back on, you're like, holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
how did they pull that off? It's that cool.
I can't
Yeah.
wait to see it.
It was neat. So when you guys, I wrote it beginning of May. I went down. It was me, Athena, and my buddy Rhino. Chris, who went with you guys? Was it just you and Harley?
Just the two of us. Yeah, we decided the weekend before and said, screw it. Like, well, we can find flights to go down the night before and fly home that night. And yeah,
We
so just Harley and I
accomplished
went down.
There you go.
High five.
It's good stuff. So we had gone down there, and Athena had already wrote it a couple times because of cast previews.
Mm-hmm.
So she knew what to expect. I didn't. So we got down into loading, and I was super impressed with the loading area. A lot more room
It's
than I thought it was gonna
spacious.
have.
It's huge.
big.
It's
So
like cavernous. Yeah.
So obviously it's the old energy building, and they've expanded on it. It's not the energy building one for one. I was reading that this is not only the biggest indoor roller coaster in North America, it's like one of the top 3 in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's one in Dubai that's bigger,
It's
I think, and
huge.
that's it.
Yeah.
This thing
Everything's bigger in
is
Dubai.
massive. Yeah.
And I thought it looked small.
No, when
What?
you walk down, when
they
you're coming
hide it
down
well.
to those cars, it's
Well, on the map for like the
It's
app,
crazy.
it like looks tiny
Yeah, they hide it
like-
well.
yeah.
compared to like some other things.
you
And
feel
this-
like you're in an airline hangar when you're coming down
Yep.
to get to
Nice.
those cars.
And the cars, they look like the Milano, so they look just like a Ravager ship.
Oh, awesome.
Hmm
Yeah, they're really nice.
They're spacious. They're comfortable. I mean, they're
Get-
big
yep.
cars.
Yeah.
I had tons of leg room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's good because I mean, imagine like I have the problems because like I'm wide, you guys are tall, but like
I'm
with,
wide
like,
and tall.
there you go. But like when you do Aerosmith, you want to sit like in an odd number row because you got a little bit of extra leg room and stuff like that. This you don't. They're all awesome.
You want to sit in row one.
Every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Row one.
Yeah,
Just wait that 5 minutes extra.
fair enough. I just need to be in the front of the car. That's all. Like so, 1, 3, 5, one of those. So yeah, so the vehicles were really nice. We sat in the middle, like row 5 or 6 or something like that, just because Ryan had asked for it because he had already rode it like 10 times, and he's like, you get a little less disoriented in the middle. He thought so. I was like, okay, whatever, I don't care. So that's one thing too. People are getting a little. Dramamine is recommended, I think, for this ride. People are getting a little spinny for it. There's yeah. People have been
I've
yakking
heard they've added barf bags. Yeah.
on the way.
I'll
out,
say
yes.
I got like disoriented. I don't know if that's because we rode Mission Space right after or whatever, but like I did not feel good after.
I felt worse after Mission Space.
I felt worse
I
after
think
Mission
the
Space.
double dip one after another probably wasn't the best
like
thing.
I was a
but
little dizzy coming
they're
up.
right
the
next
stairs,
to each
like-
other, so
That's
we're
a
just
bit
kind of
much.
working our way back to test track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and I wanted
this-
to do orange, so
Yeah. Oh, you sick child.
I-
So
I did that. I enjoyed that. Yeah.
I have, but I wasn't going on after this.
yeah,
Yeah,
he wanted
no.
me to go on green.
Now there was no orange happening that day.
no, this is one of those you do Guardians, then go do like Living with the Land or something for a while with like a water bottle.
And it was
so-
105 degrees.
It was.
Yeah.
It was really hot.
Oh.
Yeah, July is gonna be fun. I took a Dramamine, so I was okay because usually like anything like teacups. Hell, when I was at Universal in California, I got stuck. I think I told you, Chris, I got stuck on Harry Potter for 3 minutes while I was bouncing up and down, and it took me out for the whole day. I was kaput the whole day.
Mm.
We'll get to that story some other time. That was a horrible day. So yeah, so you get in the coaster.
hmm
And you head off and you go through like a wormhole, and there's like screens kind of like Test Track. Here's Rocket, here's Quill, here's Drax, that kind of stuff. The ride is, to me, it's basically like Rock and Roller Coaster and either Space Mountain had a baby or Space Mountain like the Incredicoaster maybe. It's way smoother than Space Mountain. Space Mountain kills me like
I like smooth.
in
I
my
don't like
advanced
Yeah,
age
Space
now.
Mountain's like the old Matterhorn and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's a very
Matterhorn's awesome,
herky-jerky.
though.
My back gets wrecked on Space Mountain now.
I need smooth.
Yeah, this thing is smooth as silk. Obviously, it's brand new, but different
Yeah.
ride vehicle. So Harley, how does the ride start off?
So basically, there's like 2 load areas, and you get on either one side, and then you get in
Where
the
were
car.
you sitting, Harley?
Oh, we were in the very back of the row. We were in like the very back.
We had like row 10 or
10.
12, whatever it was,
Yeah.
the very last row.
Yeah.
And we had that car all to ourselves.
So
They never put anything
basically,
else in there.
Interesting.
what happens is you like go in, and then you see like a screen kind of thing, and then you go up like a hill, and they set you off. Well,
Now,
no, sorry.
what was the one thing you said when we were climbing the hill?
It is it's the smoothest hill. Like I couldn't even hear like on Space Mountain how you hear like the
Yeah.
ticking as you go up. You can't even hear that.
It's
Nice.
like whisper quiet.
And I said
Love
even
it.
if you turned off the music or vocals or whatever, it's still going to be silent or
Yeah.
like you're barely going to hear anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So tell me about music.
So go ahead, Harley.
Go ahead. Well,
It depends. The whole ride is basically if it's good or bad depending on the song, I would say.
Yes.
We got a good song.
you only had one
Yeah,
song,
we only
too,
had
so
one
you only
song.
have one experience
So-
so far.
yeah.
but
the-
from things I've heard, you have to have a good song.
Yeah, so basically, being that's Guardians of the Galaxy, much like the one in Disneyland, it is synced to music. I think there's 5 different songs out in California, mainly off like the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 soundtrack, like your Jackson 5, etc. This one, because the story he has a Zune now, so he's got more songs. You have 6 song choices. on Cosmic Rewind, all from like the 80s genre,
Yes.
70s, 80s. And yeah, oh, something just chimed.
Yeah, it's alarms.
So I personally had one of my least favorite songs in the history of music as my song, so it was took a little of the shine off it, but
What song is that?
I had Disco Inferno. I hate Disco Inferno.
Burn, baby, burn.
Yeah.
Yep. So the choices of songs in Florida are Disco Inferno,
Yeah.
September by Earth, Wind, and Fire,
Nice.
Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears.
Ooh,
That would have been amazing.
That would have been amazing, yeah. But what seems to be the best one, Conga by Miami Sound Machine.
Okay.
That's just a fun song. What's the One Way or Another by Blondie, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the other one is, hold on, Disco Inferno.
By Wilson Phillips?
No.
Not that, hold on.
That'd be, that would be amazing. I gotta look up what the other one is.
Only if you put China Phillips on screen as you're coming around one of the corners.
There you go. What was the other?
Too skinny, one fat.
It's, I know, because like Athena had
Fan Man.
Bat Dance by Prince. No, I'm just kidding. September,
That
Disco
would be-
Inferno,
That
Conga.
ride would be a half hour long.
Oh, that's right.
The song never ends.
I Ran by Flock of Seagulls.
Ooh.
Athena's had that one before, so.
So,
So
you,
Mike-
you did. You literally got the worst song out of all six.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Any
yeah.
other one would be, yeah.
And
I
it's
like all of those, but my clear two favorites would be Everyone Wants to Rule the World or Iran.
Yeah, no, 100%. Although, I've seen a video of the Congo one, and it seems fun because it's a faster paced song.
Yeah.
September was a lot of fun too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked. well.
So what are the differences based upon the song? I mean, obviously the music, but I mean, is it different elements, different, is the ride different? Like, do you see different, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
No, I don't think so, but I think just like the way, because you can't see the track and stuff, and you're moving. The other thing too is this ride, as you're going. So first off, as you're going on the track, and the whole inside is like a projector screen. The walls
Okay.
are all, so there's elements of the story going on, and it's wistily changing, turning you to see what's going on.
Are you wearing glasses?
No,
nope.
Okay, so it's just
nope.
in your
That
face.
would
Okay.
people's head would explode if you had glass on. People would just
Got
be
it.
throwing up and dying.
Yeah.
No.
But I could see where the old Disney magic trick, it's probably the song helps you pace the ride, like in your head, because you can't see exactly what's going on.
Right.
Yes,
So if-
it's very well in tune to the music.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, I got the worst song. It is what it is. I'll write it again, so it didn't ruin it for me. But
You don't have, I mean, there's no loops or anything like that.
Mhm.
Although they do have, one of the coolest parts of these cars are they all rotate.
yeah,
So you take off as a traditional coaster, but then as you're going, they spin. So now what was the back? Harley and I are now in front of the
Front.
track.
yeah,
And then
So you're rewinding back that way. The
Yeah.
shot around, we'll call it the moon, the
Yep.
planet. Now all of them turn to face inward
Right.
as you're doing a circle,
And then
a
you're doing the
spiral.
lateral. Yeah. Mhm.
It's
as
amazing.
you're going down.
Yeah.
That's cool.
but you actually, it's not traditional. You launch in reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
you do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Oh.
get spun around and you launch in reverse, and you're going about 50. Like
Yeah.
it hucks you, which is
Nice.
awesome. And the whole thing is there's this the warp drive that basically they used to teleport you to Xandar. One of the Celestials stole it, so you have to go get it back.
Now,
Yeah.
picture the entire inside of this ride is essentially giant screens.
That's basically all it is.
So you're watching this happening and you're seeing the celestial and all that. But the cool thing is they've created a ride where they can flip this whenever they want to or need
Right.
to with new content.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they can change your experience. The ride could be the exact same,
Right.
but you're going to change your
Yeah.
experience of what you see or what you hear, and it's going to make
Or
for an
the
entirely new.
storyline.
Well, just
Yeah.
yeah,
An entirely new
just
experience.
by having the music change and the fact that it's all digital content and it's also digitally controlled and it's probably I mean that's breaking new ground.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, they could very easily, because I mean, they had the Celestial thing picked out.
Mhm.
Obviously, the Turtle thing isn't going anywhere. The movie was horrible. No one cares. You're not getting another Turtles movie. That's all that's kind of dead and buried. But you could they could very easily skin this thing for Christmas with the Christmas special and put that's what I call Christmas songs, like Whitney Houston and Bryan Adams, Run Run Rudolph or whatever like that. And that'd be
decorate
awesome.
the outside of the building like you do with the Haunted Mansion.
You keep saying Christmas special. What am I missing?
There's a Guardians Christmas special coming out, like a parody of the Star Wars one.
Oh,
Gunn wanted to do.
Got it. I hadn't heard
Christmas
that.
special.
Okay.
Yep. So you can skin this thing for Christmas. You can have a Groot with lights on him outside front and all. I mean, you can do, and then whatever the villain is in 3, you can redo it for 3. It's kind of like when they did the Mist wall at Pirates. Every time the new Pirates movie came out, they just swapped the villain.
They just put a new character on. Yep. Yeah, so you could easily bring Thor in there from Love and Thunder, and I mean, you have so many tie-ins at this point.
Yep, and
at what point does somebody actually turn this into you actually watch the movie? Could they build it so that there's enough throughput, but it's actually 2 hours long, and you are experiencing the movie?
You have to do a lot of these going up and down.
Yeah, there'd be lots and lots of spinning.
And knowing that, like I said, people are kind of getting a little woozy on this one. You'd kill people. Would just they die. Like that scene from Problem Child 2 when they crank up the spinny spin. That's a lot of vomit. That's not good. So, Harley, what was your favorite part of the ride?
My favorite part was, I don't know, I was really happy dancing to the song because September is one of my favorite songs ever. So I was just going like this and dancing the whole time. So, and I was just having a good time. So I mean, probably the song.
It turned into a dance party.
The song determines the whole thing, basically, I feel like.
The shot, as we took off, Harley is grabbing my arm.
I'm dying.
In mid-scream. Because you don't know where the camera is the first time through.
I think it was when we were going backwards. Because I thought we were going to drop down backwards and I was like, oh.
And within 30 seconds, it literally turned into a dance party with her. Yeah.
That's
the entire ride.
Then you just hear the song and you're like, oh, this is not so bad after all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cool. I thought the launch was awesome. The smoothness of the ride, just because when they said this thing spins,
it's crazy.
Because DJ don't spin. I'm like, oh no, but it's so nice.
Nice.
They must have learned something with Seven Dwarfs Mine Train on how to weld the tracks together so there's it's seamless because it's just. Whew.
I'm surprised they didn't figure it out earlier. It's probably only heat.
Well, I mean, you get the things we have now in terms of microcontrollers and the speed of processing loops and therefore the ability to stable. I mean, it's just, that's why I'm so excited about this sort of thing is they're really making use of things that are greatly making the experience better, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's the visuals or the sound, but really the movement, that makes such a difference. Smoothness. Yeah.
No,
can't wait.
It's a good ride. I mean, and like Chris said, you can always change the music out. I'm sure they'll add songs just to get licensing. I'm kind of
it's very adaptable. Yeah.
I want the Jackson 5 song on it. I know that's kind of low hanging fruit, but
good.
You put that.
And if Disney can't get the licensing, they'll just go buy one of the publishing companies, and they'll be
exactly. So
they essentially turn into Bruce Wayne. I bought the bank.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, I'm excited for them to evolve it. I'm excited for more music. I'm excited for kind of Rip It Rocket Universal, where you can maybe pick your music. Because the speakers are in the cars, so
that's cool.
How do you think that would play though if you had multiple? You'd have to pick one song for the entire car.
Yeah,
that's true.
I think it would start fighting.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Well, you do the. You tap your Magic Band or your phone like you do on Test Track, and you pay your $1.99 fee, and you get to pick the song because you picked it first or something like that. They'll monetize it. So
then I will pay money to have you have the song you hate.
I was gonna say I'd pay $40 just to make sure the DJs listen to Disco Inferno every single time.
Oh God!
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Oh God!
Man! Oh God! That would be horrible. Let's forget that idea. That would suck. Or God forbid.
So it sounds like they've done a great thing. It does add right on top of all the Star Wars, massive growth. it ushers the Marvelness into, Disney Florida proper in an awesome way. I'm really excited. Like, I haven't been there in way too long.
Yeah, it's cool. And then, on top of that, you have like they just redid the quick service eatery and the Starbucks across from it. That whole area has been redone. Lots of cool new food options.
That place is still under heavy construction.
Yep.
It is.
It's still
doing
wall
a ton
cut.
of work right now.
But I heard, I'm hearing that by the time Food and Wine's in full swing in August, all those walls are going to be down. It's all going to be done. So
Nice.
What's going on with
That'd be
the it used to be like the Odyssey restaurant or something, kind of as you're heading towards the lagoon and you take a left towards where Energy was and stuff like that, and towards Mexico, there was a restaurant there that you got to over walkways. That was
they use
closed
that
down
for some of the
last time I
special
was there.
events now.
Yeah.
They've done like so when they do the arts festival,
Arts or
they'll
food
do
and wine.
demonstrations there of food and wine. They turn that into like your pop-up shop
yeah.
for some of these things.
Or they turn it into like a taste testing thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've gone to artist exhibitions there. And they'll usually do like book signings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when we were there this time, it was just closed. There wasn't, nothing was going on in there.
Yeah. So
Yep.
if you, Harley, if you had to give this a score out of 10, what are you giving the ride? Score it.
See, this is hard because if it was for my first time, I would give it a 10 out of 10 because I got a good song. But obviously, your story would be different
Recency.
than mine.
Yeah.
So I think it's the best ride I've ever been on
Okay.
for right now until I ride Hagrid's. But
That's fine.
Yeah.
Athena's the same. Athena says it's the best ride there. So how about you, Chris?
it is the best ride on Disney property.
Okay.
It is right there with Flight Passage for me. I mean, it's right there with Rise, but it's hard to compare it to Rise because
There's some
Rise of the
difference.
Resistance isn't your traditional theme park ride. It's more of an experience
Yeah.
where they're just kind of taking you into a Star Wars environment and moving you through basically a storyline.
Yeah.
I'd give it a solid 9.5. I mean,
Yeah.
I loved it. It was worth
Nice.
flying down for less than 24 hours just to do that ride.
Yeah.
I didn't feel, even with everything else and flight delays, and I didn't
It was
regret
worth it.
going down for a second.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
I'm going.
regretted it the next day, but
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I'm going 8.5, probably 9 if I got like Tears for Fears.
Yeah.
It's behind Rise is the best ride down there still. I would go Flights of Passage number 2 just because the chance for motion sickness isn't as high. But I would go Rise, Avatar, then Guardians. But still, I mean, like I said, like
So I haven't done any of those.
Rise is like Chris said. Rise isn't exact. It's not a coaster. It's an experience. Rise is like a lifestyle. I mean, it's like
Lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle ride.
yeah.
it is. It is.
It's more of an experience than a ride.
Yeah. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
I mean,
Yeah.
I like Rise,
I do
but
too.
like I would prefer to do other stuff. Like I don't need to ride it like 2 times while we're there. I'm good with once.
This one is more one that they've actually melded the property with an actual theme park ride,
Mhm.
where a lot of other ones are attractions just putting you into that character. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see, I'm hoping when we're going down to pick up Athena in July from a program and she's got some free passes. We're going to go to Epcot for the day. I'm hoping I can get in and do the virtual queue so I can take the kids on it, but it's cool. I mean, Epcot's slowly shaping up to be a good park. I mean, Remy's nothing like life-changing, but it's adorable.
Remy,
Well, for the kid, you were just saying, like, there's not a lot for kids to do. It's a thing for kids to do.
even that, like I'm on the verge of being a kid and I thought it was super lame.
It looked cool. I mean, it's
It was like
the
you need to do
scale
it
of
once
what they
and done.
did, but it's what they did with Remy's was more set pieces and then it's video.
Yeah.
It's kind of akin to, they used a lot of the same technology they used in Runaway Railway.
Yeah, it's a copy
And
too. So it was just
A car's moving around and you're watching stuff happen on
yeah.
screen.
But it brought the crepe restaurant, so it's worth it because crepes are delicious.
Yeah.
I do. Love
I think
crepes.
we also have like a different experience
I'm
with
gonna-
Remy
I'm
too,
gonna
is because the
sig-
first time we rode it, we broke down on it, so we got to
Oh,
like
yeah,
see
that-
how fake the sets were.
Yeah, we got to walk out.
No offense, Disney, but
I'm
seriously.
gonna suggest something to you, and this may be random, DJ. But for the same price as a Disney vacation, you wouldn't have to buy all the chuffy. You could actually go to Paris and have crepes.
Okay.
Oh no,
from the
fair.
source.
No,
Yeah,
actually,
I'm just saying, if you're looking for crepes and maybe a little culture.
No, actually, no, my grandmother actually makes them better than Disney, but it's a nice restaurant. I like crepes. It's good walking around food.
It's just another place to get food there.
Yeah.
If you do, I want you to wear clothes that make it look like you're from Canada.
Oh, there we go. I can do that.
Yes, please.
A.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last couple rides to open up were, obviously there was a Remy ride, there's this Guardians ride, and then next up is gonna be the Tron ride. So they are leaning into the IP based rides. Obviously, they're not making up original stuff.
Little aside.
Yep.
Sean, go look at the videos for the Tron test runs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Tron. Tron
Just
is
go look. We won't spoil anything. Just go check it out.
I
Tron
haven't
will.
seen it yet.
Tron will take the mantle of best Disney ride once it's up and running.
Jeez. Okay.
No, I'm so excited for that.
If it's anything like its counterpart in Paris,
It's-
it's going to be amazing.
It looks
in
like it's going to be amazing.
It's in Shanghai, I think. It's not Paris. It's in Shanghai.
Is it Shanghai?
I think they have one in
It could be
Shanghai and Paris. It's like
I don't know.
it's
It's over
two
there
of the
somewhere.
parks over there. It's somewhere over there.
There's only one. Yeah. It's an exact copy. It's an exact copy. So all the Tron. But anyway, so obviously I think the days of them creating your haunted mansions and your Pirates of the Caribbeans and making up new things are kind of on the back burner. So top 3 this week. Give me the top 3 things that Disney owns that you want them to make attractions out of for the parks.
All right. I've got my 3. I have a crappy honorable mention that I'm happy to skip if you guys don't have any.
No, I have a couple of honorable mentions.
Yeah, we got
I have a
honorable
couple.
mentions. Sure.
That are not
All
good,
right.
but
Go ahead, Harley.
Yeah.
me.
All right. Yep. Start with
Oh.
the honorable mentions.
Okay, so one of my honorable mentions is a Sleeping Beauty ride because I feel like that would be. It's kind of more for the kids, but it would be fun.
Like a dark
And
ride?
then- yeah,
That'd be adorable.
similar to like
Yeah.
Snow White Scary Adventures in
Okay.
I like it.
California.
Okay.
And then my second honorable mention is a Chippendale ride
Okay. There you go.
because I feel like that would be really cute.
More like
Awesome.
a Rescue Rangers kind of.
I was thinking like Chipmunks Lost in New York or something.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
Opportunity
Which would
to
essentially
a
turn into
scale.
Ratatouille.
Yeah.
It would
But it
turn
would
into
be
something
like-
very
it would
much
be
like
cute.
Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Excellent. Sean, what do you got?
So I didn't really get a chance to fully think through this, and it's a stupid idea. But an Indiana Jones Star Wars crossover, like long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and
Boom.
following on from following on from Crystal Skull,
Pew, pew.
some kind of, we haven't got Indy 5 yet, but obviously it could now be in the, 70s, 80s, at which point you've got Star Wars having come, I don't know, something like that. It's a stupid idea, but some kind of mix of the two properties, because why the hell not? That's it. That's a dumb honorable
Okay.
mention. How about you
Okay.
guys?
I'm going into some of Disney's other holdings to pull properties that, are still on the shelf.
Designing Women, the ride.
Oh, there's some dark ones that we could have gone to, but no, I tried to keep it light and it's kid friendly.
Thank
I would like to see an Armageddon experience. I just want you to be one of the group of drillers.
They own that?
They do own Armageddon.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Touchstone.
They own everything.
And you could easily do something after watching Cosmic Rewind
Mm.
Yeah.
that they could totally put you in a cart and transport you to space.
And you already
You
have
can
an
be-
Aerosmith button, so you could.
You could
Play the song.
totally be drilling next to
Yeah. What,
Bruce
like,
and Ben.
They could give you jobs in an interactive environment, right? Where you have to actually like drill or
And what you
different
don't
than
realize-
Plant
space or something.
explosives.
Push the
Yeah.
buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And what you
exactly.
don't realize is the whole time you're just doing free labor to build a different
That's what
ride.
I was thinking. Yes.
That's it. Oh, that's amazing.
Take
and
this
my
jackhammer.
second one is more of a on the lines of the cantina.
Mm-hmm.
I want a pop-up experience and choose it. You can either brand it off of Cocktail or Coyote Ugly or
Ooh.
totally not Disney, but something for the adults.
You can put it in spring.
Booze focused.
Hell yes, yeah.
That'd be cool.
Totally. They did have Coyote Ugly restaurants before, but Disney owns all that shit, so
Nice.
why not
Disney
use
it
it?
up. Exactly. Princesses dancing on bar tops. It's perfect.
That'd be a bit much, but
Tiaras
So-
hanging from the ceiling. No poles though.
that's awesome.
You were
So-
Thank you.
something that Sean said, like, I think you are going to get eventually Dinosaur will shut down at Animal Kingdom and become Indiana Jones. Because it's.
They've been talking about it for so long.
It's the same
It is the
vehicle
Indiana
system.
Jones. It is.
It's the
same track.
You just got to change the bounciness on it, you know? Because that dinosaur ride is just, no one cares anymore. Well, I'm saying you can't do dinosaur anymore because, I mean, Universal has a lock on the dinosaur thing. So it's kind of old.
Right.
But anyway, so kind of piggybacking off of one of Harley's things, my thing was a Disney afternoon stage show where there's like, they used to have a band in studios called Mulch, Sweat, and Shears. They were like landscapers that played like rock covers. So if you had like a cool band come out and like do like, you know, like rock covers of all like the theme songs from the Disney cartoons from like the 90s, and then maybe you could have like Powerline come out and do the song from Goofy Movie or something like that. I mean, that's right at that nostalgic sweet spot. That'd be kind of cool. That way you don't have to make it a ride. You can just spin it up as like a concert.
Yep.
And also, you know, I'm dying for a classic Star Wars ride. I know we have the Falcon, but it's all set like in the time frame of, you know, Disney owning stuff. So, and I know, you know, they already said, you know, Mandalorian's going to be next. Mando and Grogu are coming to the parks. Fennec Shan and Boba Fett are coming to the parks.
Yeah.
Fennec's already in Disneyland.
Yeah, the Disney World. Tomorrow, her and Boba Fett show up at Disney World.
Yep.
So I'd like to have a classic Star Wars ride, but okay, Harley, number 3.
Oh, okay. So my number 3 is a Lilo and Stitch ride.
Ooh,
We're not counting Stitch's Great Escape because we don't talk about that.
Fair.
But I don't honestly know what I want it to be, but I just want like something Lilo and Stitch because I love Lilo and Stitch. So
Okay.
You got a lot of room to work with there.
yeah.
Yeah.
You have a lot
a
of
lot of-
storyline to work with.
You can do so much better than what they did in
Yeah.
Disney World.
That was just a
They were just trying to use the building.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. They just themed it
They
that
just
way.
added some Stitch
Yeah.
poses.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Fair enough.
I actually, I thought of doing some kind of Lilo and Stitch, something I just couldn't think of something worthwhile, but I completely agree. I love everything about Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
My number 3, kind of strange, but Up. Thought about, you know, somehow incorporating, without the sad part at the beginning, but somehow incorporating
Movie's so
you know,
goddamn sad.
yeah, it is. But incorporating, you know, being in a house that is lifted to South America, going through some of the adventures there with the dogs and the squirrel and the weird animal in that awesome, you know, kind of Patagonia wasteland type. It's a property that had such imagination and fun to it, but really hasn't been tapped, at least as far as I know. You know, you guys know all the rides better than I do.
No, I mean, they have meet and
Yeah, it
greets.
really
They have-
hasn't.
They have like, you know,
Yeah.
you go to Animal Kingdom and Kevin's walking around Animal Kingdom. So it's cool. Awesome.
You want Chubby Boy Scout, you can get pictures.
I mean, honestly,
Definitely
you could have changed up Splash Mountain and been up and just the house lands in the river and
Oh,
go
yeah.
through like and they could have done
That's-
that instead of Tiana. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
When are they
Liverpool and
changing it to Tiana?
They're waiting till the 50th is over. I think they can't shut the ride down. They need the throughput.
Okay.
And the
Makes sense.
distraction, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right, Chris?
So what are we on? My number 3. And a lot of mine is recency bias here, just based on what we just saw with Guardians. But I think they're overdue for doing some kind of a Fantasia Sorcerer's Apprentice ride.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh.
That
be nice.
That's something you could easily do something similar to Cosmic Rewind. And the movie is so varied and random with that music.
That would be amazing.
And that's one of those things you could bring. You could bring water in there when Mickey is actually Sorcerer's Apprentice is there.
Yeah.
The waves crashing, the whole thing.
Ooh, you're right.
Bring the animatronics in there.
Yeah.
So I think
That'd
you
be
could do
awesome.
some cool stuff with that.
That'd be awesome. Okay, so my number 3 is Deadpool. No, but like, if I trigger the Davis family, I apologize. So imagine they build this Deadpool ride, and you go in, and the whole pre-show it's like Deadpool recruiting you to X-Force. It's all like Marvel, it's X-Men, it's all, and then you go to get on the ride, and they're like, it makes it act like it's gonna launch you through this like coaster kind of thing, and it just brings you in. And all they did was rebuild Mr. Toad at Disney World. And it takes you through the weirdest 30 seconds of your fucking life. And you come out and Deadpool's like, wasn't that awesome? Welcome to X-Force. It would be such a Deadpool thing to do.
It would be hard to to keep the enjoyment of it the way it should be, it'd be impossible.
It would be awesome. No, because people
No,
miss
because
that
you got to
ride.
start talking about banging your mom on the way in or something. You know.
But then it's just the Mr. Toad ride, the exact
all right.
copy, the
Yep.
weird 30.
I like it.
There we go.
I like it.
Awesome. All right, number 2, Harley.
Okay. So my number 2 is a Scarlet Witch ride.
Oh,
And if you haven't seen the new Doctor Strange movie, go see it.
yeah.
But I
La la la
can't.
la 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 la.
Yeah.
I mean, I
So
can listen to
basically-
your idea.
Yeah,
but, yeah.
Well, no, I'll just not say it. But basically, if you watched it, you know what happened to her.
Mhm.
I would just kind of blank that out and make a ride like before she kind of turned
Yeah,
evil
Okay.
in a sense.
sure.
Because I love Scarlet Witch, and it would be kind of cool to do it with what's it called? What's the place called? The town
Oh, from the actual show.
from the show. Like
Oh.
you could go through that
What the
or
hell
something.
was it in that town? Now I'm drawing a blank.
It's like doesn't it start with a W?
Keep
It's
going.
like, but anyways, it would be cool to like go through the town and then see her like break down or something like that. But like go through her life, kind of. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know.
Really cool.
Westview.
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 Westview, New
Oh, yeah.
Jersey.
You were right, Harley.
You could almost do like a great movie ride kind of thing with like going through all the different
Yeah,
TV
that's what I was
shows.
thinking.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
that's a
That'd be kinda
great
cool.
rewrap
Cool
idea, actually, DJ.
That'd be
Yeah,
kind of cool.
idea.
And it fits right into studios. Interesting.
Yep.
Ooh, I like that a lot.
Good pull, Harley.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. My number 2, it seemed like a good idea when I thought of it, but now that I think about it, it's probably a horrible idea. Die Hard. Because Disney owns Fox now. Disney owns everything.
They own that?
They do. Yeah,
But-
they do
But
now.
then I realized that all the stuff I love about Die Hard, it's guns and violence, and it's actually a horrible idea. So
I mean,
so
they
I
did own Miramax when Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill came out, which would have been
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, that's
don't own it
Pulp
anymore.
Fiction.
They would
Yeah,
never
okay, yeah.
own a part.
Pivot to another
Yeah, you
Bruce
could
Willis related property.
you could reskin Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin as Escape from Nakatomi Plaza, and you're just shooting German guys with the lasers.
Yes.
I don't think this is a good idea.
All the Rickman.
Let's
Yeah,
let's
oh my
move
God.
on. Chris, what's your
You get to shoot Rickman off of the building.
It's
watch
off-
him die.
It's Officer
You get
Carl
extra
Winslow's
points?
Escape from
Yeah.
Nakatomi Plaza.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
That's
I love
awesome.
that idea.
No, it's horrible.
I like it.
It'd be better than the Buzz Lightyear one.
My number 2. I'm looking at Harley's list, and I see she has one that I have. So I'm going to scrap that one and go with my backup number 2. I'm going to go with an Ant-Man and the Wasp ride.
Oh, okay.
So they kind of did it, but it plays into your Chip and Dale. It's kind of the same
Yeah.
theme as your Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Like you're playing with that size.
Which is a lot of fun.
Paradigm.
Particularly
Yeah.
think about
They've
what you
done
can
it with
do.
a restaurant out there.
Yeah. Mhm.
They have Pim's Test Kitchen.
By the way, have you ever seen the pretzel oven at the restaurant?
Yes, I did.
A
It's
little
amazing.
tiny like a
tiny
Snyder's
pretzel.
pretzel. Little Snyder pretzel comes in, hits the thing, and then this gigantic like 5-pound pretzel comes out.
Nice.
Yeah. They do a nice job with it. But yeah, that same kind of theory. But it works like there's a lot of these, like Howie's Chip and Dale and
Yeah.
Ratatouille. I mean, it's that same kind of idea.
The
You know?
scale, I love it. Yep. Nice.
Awesome.
Dude.
My number 2 is Big Hero 6.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah,
a great idea.
That'd be
I love
cool.
I love Baymax. And you could do, I mean, something kind of like maybe the old Back to the Future ride where you have everyone sitting in a DeLorean, everyone sitting on a Baymax
yeah.
with the glasses going through San Francisco, Tokyo, chasing a bad guy or whatever. Or you could do it kind of like Avatar, maybe.
How
Figuring out how to
I like that.
interact in a hygienic and safe way with an inflatable Baymax actually could be really cool.
So awesome.
Hard to pull off. I don't know
No.
how they would do it,
Yeah, it
but it would be unique because
Yeah.
you don't have that sort of.
probably have to be armored Baymax from
I like
the end
that
of the
idea.
movie. But yeah,
I wanna
and Baymax has there's a Baymax
Look at pictures.
show coming out now on Disney Plus.
Ooh.
So yeah,
I want to hug him.
They used to do the meet and greet in Epcot.
yeah.
He's so
I know we took you to
fluffy.
meet him
Yep. I love Baymax.
right around the
so-
same time as the Inside Out people were in there.
Yep.
Yep.
And now I think they demoed that whole thing now. So
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
yeah. So,
So-
Baymax.
Number one.
Number
Harley.
one.
Number
Harley.
1, Harley.
Okay, my number 1 is I'm sorry, I stole yours. But Nightmare Before Christmas. Just
Oh,
give me
okay.
something. Like, I get you do it over, like, the Haunted Mansion over, but, like, we need its own ride.
Yeah.
Like, just put sand hats on the skeletons at this point and make Nightmare Before Christmas its own ride, please.
I want the Oogie Boogie experience, right? The whole
Yes, I want
make it a
the
spin
thing where
around
they,
stuck
like,
to the wall. Yeah.
I want the scene where he's, like, rolling the dice.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
doing his dance with the
Yeah.
jackpots.
No, there's a ton that you could do there
Mhm.
very easily.
It's amazing.
Like
It's not a
Nightmare
thing.
matched up with like Beetlejuice
Yeah.
I know,
some
like,
of those
how
kinda
haven't you
that-
done it yet?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because
I like
they
it.
keep it very. I mean, they keep it very specific to the Haunted Mansion at Christmas.
Yes.
They don't really mix and mingle that at all.
But put Nightmare Before Christmas in Hollywood studios and get over yourself, please.
Wow, she's been indoctrinated.
Yep.
I have.
guess
'Cause
so.
I want a nightmare ride.
I like
Okay.
I like
There
it.
you go.
Okay, Sean, what do you got, kid?
My number one, I don't know how they would pull it off or if it's worth it, but I still love and miss this universe. National Treasure. Give me some Nick Cage,
That could be kind of cool.
including like fourth wall breaking Nick Cage, where he's literally interacting with us and we're, going on the mystery with him and going on the adventure with him. Like literally use Nick Cage to guide you through one of these multi-sensory rides, but make it, somehow historical and fun.
You could really just basically rip off the Mummy coaster from Universal.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. You could do
That's
something like that.
That's a dope ride.
Mm.
It's simple, but it's nice.
You could totally
Is-
do that.
Yeah, just it's be very similar.
I just want more Nick Cage.
Well, I don't know if you heard, they just they're writing the script for National Treasure 3 now with Nick Cage for Disney Plus.
They've been talking about it for a long time.
Yeah,
It was supposed to happen a while ago.
yeah,
Yeah.
but now
And
it's
I
like
forget why it fell apart.
yeah,
That's
It
because
wasn't-
we had like the Cage Renaissance here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I
It's
can't
everywhere.
wait to see what is it, the unbearable lightness of being awesome or whatever. What
Wait,
incredible
Yeah,
talent.
why don't you have that yet?
It's not-
It was announced like
don't-
months ago. I mean,
Don't start.
uh,
I mean, I seen it in the multiplex, so that means you should have it. No,
yes. There was a fan post.
Wait, you mean I gotta
available.
pay for this shit? What? Oh, this is bullshit.
Chris, what's
All
your
right.
number one?
My number one is going into the world of Disney television, but not in the way you think.
Okay.
I want an ESPN 30 for 30 experience. I want a ride that takes you through all the greatest sports moments in history.
I think that's
All
awesome.
these things
That's-
that I've played. And I don't care if you do it with animatronics or if it's done
No,
with
no.
a video type thing or.
With what we can do nowadays with photogrammetry, 3D realization, stuff like that, literally imagine that they do exactly what you're talking about, Chris, but literally reproduce it, like capture it and reproduce it in 3 dimensions so that you can actually experience being there,
So you're
like
saying-
in HD.
And think
in-
about being able to then geotarget, like not geotarget,
Yes.
basically being able to dial it into
Mhm.
kind of like Spaceship Earth, where are you from? Answer a few questions,
Yeah,
and it becomes an all Boston experience or
Well,
your favorite team.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It
you know,
also becomes a historical, like that work to do this becomes then something
do
that-
it in Spaceship Earth.
yes.
Do it in the dome.
something like that. You could totally do that.
So I can ride the Jordan Flu game, is what you're saying? Because I'm all about
Ride the
riding
Jordan Flu game.
That's
Oh,
that's a great idea because
You have Garnett screaming anything is possible before Poppy hits the home run.
oh,
yes.
Things like that. Just tie it together
yes.
in that way.
oh,
Come on,
man.
that's a great idea, Chris. That's beautiful,
Wow,
and you're
that's-
dead on. I mean, that's nice.
Now that's something where you could build it outside a park and just charge entry for it, like Disney Quest, and people
Oh,
would
God, yeah.
line up for it.
Yeah.
That would just
Hell yeah.
pay for it. It would pay for itself.
Yeah.
Imagine the store attached to that thing.
And then
Yes.
you come out and you get to
Yes.
strap on big inflatable boxing gloves and a giant blow up, bodysuit, and you get to beat up fans of an opposing team.
Mm,
So
So you're essentially moving it all the way back to
yeah.
Letterman's like stupid human tricks and stuff like that.
yes,
Big sumo suits and Velcro walls and
Yeah.
uh,
I like it.
It's all
that's
good.
crazy.
All right, dude.
Okay, my number one's expensive, but you have Rise of the Resistance where you break out of a First Order Star Destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
I want 90s X-Men cartoon Magneto attacks the Danger Room and you have to get out of the mansion. That's what I want.
Ooh, I like
want-
that.
Hmm.
I want the 90s music. I want my Jim Lee styled X-Men characters.
Could you do something like an escape room?
Yeah. Like
Yes.
a big
I want-
animatronic juggernaut and a Colossus and stuff. And you can even have
Like, Think
like,
about that way. I like
you could have
Disney
Wolf-
escape room ideas.
yeah, you
Now-
could have like
You could put it in the
Cyclops could take you
springs.
through the thing. Like you actually have actual Cyclops like grabs you and I mean,
But now imagine that it's actually reconfigurable because most of it is 8K touch displays around the room, which means the escape room is
You can change it.
you can
Yeah.
change it, but then you can also
At any
have
time.
like 5 dozen of them in a
you could
warehouse.
have Savage Land. You could have
Yeah.
standard X. Yeah, no, you
Yep.
could do it. Yeah.
Mhm. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, eventually that fifth gate has to happen. Eventually Marvel is the house's choice, obviously.
Mm.
Do your Rise thing, but do it as X-Men. I love the X-Men.
All right.
I like it.
Okay,
I
so
like it.
Harley had Lilo and Stitch, Wanda, and Nightmare Before Christmas. Sean had Up, Die Hard, and National Treasure. Chris had Fantasia, Ant-Man, and ESPN 30 for 30. And I had Deadpool Presents Mr. Toad, Big Hero 6, and X-Men.
That's a pretty wide variety.
It is.
Get
Awesome.
on this, mouse.
Yeah, get going, Chapik.
Let's go. We have Imagineers for a reason.
Yes.
Yeah, seriously. Athena, get a job, quick. Make a
I was
ride.
going to say, slip this list to Athena.
Yes.
Seriously. Okay, everyone, so sorry I've been gone for 5 weeks. Our bad. We'll get another one as soon as we
Stupid
can.
life.
Yeah, we'll talk about all this coming up. We have some cool stories. Chris and I were actually at the Dave Chappelle show when he got jumped. We never did a thing about that. We could talk about that. We had a whole bunch of trips in there we're going to talk about. And then a whole bunch of Star Wars news came out and Obi-Wan. So that will probably be next. So
Ooh,
just trying to stay current. Yeah, awesome. Okay. Harley, thank you for joining us and talking
Thanks,
about the ride.
Riley.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Quinny.
Have fun at Universal. Say hi to Hagrid for me.
I will.
Don't eat too much of the
If
food.
we don't-
It's horrible.
Burst into flames.
No,
Yeah.
butterbeer. Lots of butterbeer.
Yeah.
Oh, butterbeer.
Butterbeer.
I'm so excited.
Uh,
Butterbeer now.
awesome. Well, have a good night, everyone.
All right. Very good.
Adios.
Thank you.
Bye.